Hello, everybody, and welcome to your favorite show each and every week. We're talking about Greenville Sports Media bringing you Rasslin and Racing, brought to you by Dorsey Auto Sales in Anderson, South Carolina, Arden's Burger and Grill in Central South Carolina, and of course, Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina. Well, folks, let's get right to it. We had a huge weekend. Lots of crazy stuff that was on TV as far as getting ready for the WWE Survivor Series, and then of course this weekend was Full Gear, and I tell you what, it was a lot of craziness going on, and we've got some new champions, ones that we didn't think was going to happen but did. So let's bring him in. Let's bring in Ref Brandon. Ref Brandon, how's it going, man?
Amazing. How are you doing?
Doing great. Let's go. Let's get to the AEW Full Gear. We're just going to kind of run over this, folks, because there was a lot that happened there. We're not going to go over the opening show. That's really not worth talking about. What we want to talk about is everything that happened in the ring. So let's get right to it. Excuse me. Oh, my throat got stuck. I got thrown stuck here. All right, here we go. The tailgate brawl, Eddie Kingston and Hook versus the Workhorsemen. And this really wasn't a match that was all that great. It was about the only thing on the pay-per-view that wasn't that great. Kingston and Hook defeated Henry and Drake by pinfall. And Ref, I mean, I gave it a C. I mean, it was an opening match. And, of course, we'd see later in the night a little something that would happen, but what was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, C's about all you can give it, because that match felt more like a match that should have been on the pre-show, and they just didn't have time for it, so they put it on the main card. So I mean, it was just what you'd see basically on Dynamite, just nothing out of the ordinary.
And it was the Workhorsemen. I mean, I really would have had them in a different match, to be honest with you, but anyway, so we start the pay-per-view off with the CMLL World Trios Championships. El Sky Team versus the Don Callis family. And folks, what happened here was really, I thought the Callis family was going to pull off the win, get the Trios Championships. That way more of their guys can hold titles. But no, Mystico, Dorado, and Neon defeated Kata, Taseshka, and Hichiro. Say that real fast. I give this match I give it an A.
Yeah, I'll let you say those names. You did pretty good that time, so I'll let you stay with them. But yeah, I'll go with A, maybe an A minus. I mean, it was a good match.
All right, then we go to our next match, which is Darby Allin versus Pac. And honestly, I thought Darby Allin was going to win this match. I know he was up against Daniel Garcia and Will Ryuta. It was just crazy. What was your thoughts on this particular one that Pac ends up getting the pinfall cleanly over Darby Allin?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too. I kind of thought that since Darby was off TV for so long, climbing Mount, whatever it was, I think it was Everest, that when he came back, they would do something with him, and they kind of really haven't. And I thought for sure he'd win that match, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't have him losing to Pac, but now it looks like they might be setting up Pac versus Hangman Adam Page. It's a possibility. That's what the word is that I'm hearing. Then we go to a 6-lady tag match. This is 2 versus 2 versus 2. And we're talking about the Timeless Love Bombs versus, it's a four-way, ladies four-way tag team match. Timeless Love Bombs versus the Sisters of Sin versus the Babes of Wrath versus Bane and Shafir. And of course, the winners of this match, which really caught me off guard, was Storm and Mina was the one that wins. I actually thought it was going to be Shafir and Bane.
Well, maybe they're going to try to kind of sort of keep Tony Storm out of the women's title hunt for a while by doing something with this tag team she's got. I don't know.
Yeah, and because they won that, they get the right to choose the stipulation for their semifinals tournament match. So that seems like an odd thing to put on a match like that, but that's what they did. All right, World Tag Team Championships, Brodito versus FTR, and FTR was able to win. That's right, beat Brodito by basically taking Brody out of the match, and then it was just up to Bandito to wrestle pretty much on his own, and they got the win. Dax and Cash get it by pinfall, and they're the new World Tag Team Champions. They hold the record now for 3 times World Tag Team Champions. What was your thought?
If I'm not mistaken, going off memorization, I think I picked FTR when we did our picks last week. I believe I did. And if so, then that's kind of what I thought. I think that the tag team of Brodito, they've had a good run, but I think they've done about all they can do as a tag team.
Yep. And then the next one we had was the National Championship Casino Gauntlet match. One that we both got wrong. We both said this guy could get it, but because we didn't know all the participants, we didn't really go down that road. So anyway, Ricochet wins the match after being took out of it 2 different times by Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick a winner of a match when you don't know who all's going to be in it. But I kind of had a feeling that Ricochet would either win it or at least come down to the very, very end and almost win it. So it went about the way I thought it would go. But in a match like that, you just never know what can happen. And it's kind of hard to have a great match when you've got that much going on at one time. But it for sure wasn't a bad match.
Yep. Well, so far we've had some A's for the matches that's happened so far. Maybe not A pluses, but definitely an A minus. Then we get to the match that surprised me because, of course, it's a no holds barred match with Jon Moxley in it, which usually means it's going to be a mess. And usually, these kind of matches, it's the same thing. He gets bloody, he gets this, that, but yet somehow he wins. But this one shocks me again. Kyle O'Reilly wins over Jon Moxley again by submission. What was your thoughts on this one, Ref Brandon?
Well, anytime Moxley loses, I'm a happy man. But, you and I have talked about it before, and I said that's the reason why I'm just not a big Moxley fan, because to me, every match he's in is the same thing. He goes out there, he's going to use a fork or a knife or a spoon or something, and he's going to bleed like a stuck pig, and then that's every match he's in. So if you've seen one Moxley match, you've seen them all, and that's why I'm not a big fan of Jon Moxley, never have been. But maybe they're doing something with Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad to see Moxley lose.
Well, there you go. We heard that. Honestly, I think Moxley's fixing to get turned on. I think someone else is going to take over his group. If not Claudio, I think someone's going to come in and take over. And it could be Daniel Garcia, because he's slowly but surely being the guy that walk into the ring with him. Next up, the TNT Championship. No disqualification. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. If Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family. If, of course, he wins, he becomes new TNT champion. And, folks, he pulled it off. I did not see this one. I thought Fletcher was going to win because he hasn't had the title that long, folks. But Kyle Fletcher loses the TNT championship and goes off on Tateshka and Okada in the locker room afterwards, asking where was they when he needed them. I thought they were, Tateshka, Raka Tateshka or whatever he called them. And he was very upset, even though Callis tried to tell him, well, hey, we got $1 million, so you ought to be happy. So actually, but I still think that was a great match, considering it was a Mark Briscoe match. Kind of like Moxley, he just wants to bleed. But this match actually, because of Fletcher, I think was an A match.
Yeah, this is another match that we did our predictions last week. I think I picked Mark Briscoe. I just didn't see Briscoe joining the Callis family. But, Briscoe has been so popular, really his whole career, but really since his brother died. And I think they might have waited too late to put a belt on him, but hopefully I'm wrong. But I just didn't see him joining the Callis family.
I think we both had Fletcher on that one. I'm looking. But either way, Briscoe gets the win. Then we go to the $1 million match. Jurassic Park with Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. This was put together because, of course, Kenny Omega was supposed to start a feud with our dude that was in the WWE and Andrade and came back too fast, and now he's on hold. So this match was a fairly good match, considering that the Young Bucks was in it. I don't give it an A. I give it a B+. And Matt, Nick, and Alexander wins. They get the $1 million, but what happened afterwards is what everybody was talking about. Don Callis' family starts jumping Omega and Perry in the ring, and the Young Bucks are walking up the ramp with the $1 million in their hands with Don Callis, and stop, turn around, end up rushing down, knocking the heck out of the Callis family. Everybody's screaming, hug it out. They hug it out, and now the Elite may be back together again. What was your thoughts, Ref?
Well, first of all, the whole thing with Andrade is kind of confusing. It's almost like Andrade thinks if he goes somewhere, he's got to be world champion, and if he's not, he leaves quickly because, he left AEW because he wasn't happy. He went to WWE and he wasn't there 6 months. And now he's unhappy again. He goes back to AEW. I don't really know what's going on with the whole Andrade thing. But, of course, I've never liked him, so if he's off TV for good, I'm fine with that. But the Elite looks like they are getting back together, so I can agree with you on that.
Well, the whole Andrade thing is he was leaving to go be back with his wife, Charlotte Flair, but as soon as he got there, 3 months later, they divorced. So that didn't help any. And then he was on the same show as her, and she's dating one of the other wrestlers. So it's, he was ready to get out of there. Can't blame him. If my ex-wife was dating another guy, after I quit a company to come back, maybe I'd be pissed off too. So, but anyway, that's what happened. All right, let's go to our ladies' main event. Mercedes Moné, 12 belts Moné, taking on my girl, Chris Statlander, for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, the Ladies World Championship. And, of course, Statlander defeats Moné by pinfall to retain the World Championship. What was your thoughts, Ref?
Well, I'm glad Statlander won. I'm glad to see that. I think they're actually going to keep her on TV now and not just put her on there sporadically here and there, but keep her on TV. And I'm glad to see Mercedes not get another belt. I've never been a big fan of her. I mean, she was okay, but even back in her WWE days, I've just never been a big fan of her. But it just seems like the longer she's around, the less I like her. I just don't like the way she talks now, the way she carries herself, the way she dresses. Just nothing about her appeals to me at all whatsoever.
Well, I want to bring up something that's been brought up several times, that this basically solidifies that AEW is not ready to put the world title on her, and that until she is willing to lose some of these other titles, that she'll probably stay down at that next level. And we'll have to see, because the only other thing they are mentioning is how lately the crowd support for her to turn into a face has been better. So that could be kind of like with Toni Storm whenever she created her thing trying to be bad, and instead of the fans hating her, they ended up loving her. So, I guess Moné is starting to get that fan support, and if that happens, maybe she'll lose some of those titles to be humbled just to be able to win the AEW World title.
Maybe so, but if you're not the world champion, then really for the most part, outside of a few hardcore fans that like you no matter what. If you're not the world champion, nobody cares about your secondary belts. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, now we come to the main event. Men's World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe for the world title. Samoa Joe is your new AEW World Champion, but not without controversy. He was getting his butt beat. Hook came in because Hobbs came in, and instead of Hook hitting Hobbs with the title, he hits none other than Hangman Page, and has now got back together with the Ops. And just whenever Samoa Joe and the Ops were celebrating after beating up Page, out comes Swerve Strickland. And he basically gives Joe the "I'm coming after you, baby" look, and that's where the pay-per-view goes off the air. This match, I give it an A. What an A plus. It was close to an A minus than it was an A plus. But overall, the pay-per-view, I give it an A minus.
Yeah, this is one that I know for sure, definitely. I recall that I was wrong on and you were right on this one. And I even remember us talking. I said I could see Samoa Joe winning. But to me, Hangman Adam Page just hasn't had the belt long enough to mean anything, and then he went out and lost anyway. So Hangman Adam Page's title run just to me seemed useless. It seemed like they gave him a title just to say he's world champion without doing anything with it. He's only had it, 4 months?
Yeah.
I think that's right, 4 months. And he just, he just didn't do anything memorable the whole title run. So that was the only reason why I thought he would keep the belt. But, I have no problem with Samoa Joe winning. I just didn't think Hangman had the belt long enough to lose it, but he did.
Well, the fact that Samoa Joe won this tells me he's probably is retiring next year.
Yeah, they say he's going out next year.
I know his TV series that's on Netflix got picked up for on Peacock got picked up for another year. So I forgot Full Metal, I think that's what it's called. All right, folks. Well, now we are going to our draft. And this week, because we had to go over the pay-per-view, and because next week we'll have to go over another pay-per-view, because Survivor Series is this weekend, we're going to just do 10 apiece and save the next 10 for next week. Does that sound good, Ref?
That's time away.
All right. Well, before we do that, Survivor Series, who you got in the main event?
Well, do we know for sure which match is going to be the main event?
Oh, come on now. The men's Survivor Series.
Do you think that'll be the main event?
Yes, I will. I do think so.
Okay. I figured it'd be your boy John Cena, since it's going to be his last.
No.
I figured he'd be the main event. Okay, well, if it's going to be the men's Survivor Series, then I guess I'll pick probably the Vision and their group. I'll pick them, but I can really see either team winning. But I think the way they're building up the Vision right now, I think they win unless they have either Braun turn on Bronson or Bronson turn on Braun to lead to a feud between those two. But I don't think they're breaking up the group just yet. So give me the Vision.
I agree halfway, because I think Jimmy Uso, out of all the participants in this match, is the weak link. If you go by star status, he's the weak link. So I would agree, but usually because the good guys always lose the match before the Survivor Series, which gives them the advantage. Usually the good guys always seem to come back and win because of that. It's almost a guarantee in a lot of ways. I think I've only seen it one time where it did not go that other way. All right, the women's Survivor Series, who you got?
I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley's team, her and EO and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and AJ Lee. I'll go with that team. They don't have a team name, so I'll go with that team. I
go with that team also. And then, of course, your boy John Cena versus Dominic. Who you got?
I'm going to go with John Cena.
I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio. I think they take the title off of Cena. They put it on him just to say he won it, and now it's time for Dominic to cheat to get it back. Somebody is going to come out of the crowd and help Dominic win this title. It could be Liv Morgan, because I understand she is ready to return. But I think they hold that off to the Royal Rumble, personally. All right. Well, folks, there you go. We did a little Survivor Series, and now let's go to the draft. And with the first pick of the second round, I select Hangman Adam Page. Who you got, Riff?
Well, my first pick in this round, I'm going to go with Lash Legend.
All right, Lash Legend. Staying in AEW, give me Swerve Strickland.
All right. Now, this next pick, I hate to even make this pick because his gimmick and his character just doesn't appeal to me at all. But I also know that the fans absolutely love it. And I think you can make all kind of money on merchandise sales with him. So give me Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana. Oh, cool. With my pick, give me the Hardy Boys.
All right.
Go.
My next pick, I'm going to go with Ace Austin.
Ace Austin. All right. With my next pick, I'm going to go NWA. Give me Trevor Murdoch. All right.
All right. With my next pick, you can give me, I want to say it's El Hijo del Vikingo. I believe that's how you say his name.
Del Vikingo? Okay.
I think that's right.
All right. With my next pick, give me The Doctor is In, Britt Baker. She is returning soon.
All right, give me Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, man. I had him next. Give me Kyle O'Reilly.
All right, I'll take Mark Briscoe.
Is it just me, or are we just leaving the WWE and NXT out of this?
well, I picked Trick Williams from NXT, and I picked Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah.
So that's probably the two biggest stars they've got right now, except for Obafemi on NXT way.
Well, you just picked my next guy, Obafemi.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, give me. Shoot, just drew a blank. He used to be, speaking of NXT, was the leader of the family. Oh my gosh.
You're good.
What is it? The name of that group? They were called the Family, and he was the Don of the family. And I can't think of his name.
Eric Young?
No, Tony D'Angelo.
Tony,
that's his name.
Okay, Tony D'Angelo. Okay.
That's his name. I had the Don, couldn't think of his name.
All right. Give me Jurassic Express.
All right, how many picks we got left?
This week, 2 more. Well, you got 3.
Okay. Well, my next pick, give me. Have you picked Io Sky? You haven't, had you?
No.
Okay, give me Io Sky.
I'm making sure you didn't have her. No. Io Sky?
Yeah.
All right. Harley Cameron is my number 9 pick.
All right. Now you can give me Blake Monroe.
Oh, Blake Monroe. All right, for our last picks this week, with the 30th and final pick for Team J, give me Logan Paul.
All right. My last pick of the week is going to be Ethan Page.
Ooh. You know, I didn't even have him written down. I missed that one. Or Ricky Starks. All right, folks. Well, there you go. 10 more picks. That'll be next week when we go over our Survivor Series pay-per-view news and notes. And looking forward to that pay-per-view. Make sure you get it. It's on ESPN app, which is weird to say, but it is. That's where it is. And tell you what, it's going to be really, really, it's been getting crazy in wrestling. It's getting towards the end of the year. A lot of storylines happening. A lot of guys going to be leaving next year, and they're getting their title shots right now. So look for the next 4 months to be really interesting with some of these older guys. And like you see AJ Styles with the world tag titles. You see Samoa Joe with the world title. John Cena with the IC. Just guys that you know is fixing to go. They're giving them their love and giving them their chance to hold titles before they go. So, interesting time. Well, Rev, tell us where you're going to be at this weekend by chance.
Well, Saturday, I know for sure I'm going to be in East Denali, Georgia at 244 Livestock Road for Stevens County Showdown. That's the name of the show for Total Aggression Wrestling. The doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock. That's Saturday night. And Friday night, I might be, if things can work out correctly, I'm going to be in Boiling Springs, South Carolina for EPW, Explosive Pro Wrestling, which is 122 Builders Court in Boiling Springs, South Carolina. They've been running wrestling shows in that building for probably 40 years, but it used to be on Saturday nights, and now they run on Friday nights. It's every Friday night of the year.
Well, there you go, folks. That's where Ref Brandon will be. Make sure you go out, support local independent wrestling in your area. These guys, they're doing it all for you. It's great family entertainment. You get to see some of the stars of the past, along with stars of the future, along with stars of now. So go out, support local independent wrestling. Also support AEW, WWE, NXT, TNA, NWA, you name it. Support them, folks. I mean, it's a great family entertainment. Yeah, I know there's times that they do a little crazy stuff, but 9 times out of 10, it's a great way to have a great event for you and your family. And if you're lucky enough and you go to where Ref Brandon is, every once in a while, you'll get to see the boss, the queen herself, who this week was not picked. Ooh, that's interesting coming next week. That's all I got to say. And Ref Brandon gets first pick starting next week. Well, folks, this has been Jay with Rasslin Racing. That's Ref Brandon. You can find him on YouTube on Ref Brandon and the Todd family each and every day. He doesn't do it live every single day, but he does get some videos out there. Make sure you go support him, like, comment. He appreciates your love. It helps the algorithms, all that kind of stuff, as we say it each and every week. Go support Ref Brandon. Great guy, great family. And definitely go out and see his wrestling events. Me, I'm busy with sports, of course. So anyway, I appreciate everybody joining us this week for Rasslin Racing, brought to you by Dorsey Auto Sales, Beef and Rib Restaurant, and Arden's Burger and Grill. So long, everybody.